Good afternoon, world. This is Ivan O'Mara. It's about 4:30. You guys haven't heard from me in 5 days. I hope you guys enjoyed the video I made where I talked about the advice aspiring fantasy writers and getting published. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. This will be another video. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. My room's still clean, which is good. I might have to maybe mop here a little bit. But it's still clean, which is good. I cleaned it like a week and a half ago. So it's clean, nice and clean. But it'll get messy again. So you see here, there's no cans. I have my bag now. There's no cans here. My room's still clean. Still pretty clean. Which is good. I just got back from Dinty's. I'm fucking tired. Today was fucking busy. And tomorrow I'm off, so I can enjoy myself today, relax. Take my 1 hour walk today. I'll make this video, enjoy the show with you guys. And then I'm going to watch stuff on YouTube. I don't know. Watch Neil Too's Star Wars Theory YouTube. I'm eating the Costco burrito. Yeah. And afterwards, I'm going to get some coffee upstairs. Some fresh coffee upstairs. I hope you guys enjoyed my video I made yesterday. Not yesterday. Like 5-6 days ago. Oh, Inside Out's on Disney Plus. I'm going to watch Inside Out 2. After my video, I'm going to watch Inside Out 2. Yeah. Well, I might wait till tonight. I might watch it late at night tonight. After my walk. I love the first one. The first one was really good. Ivan, will you write books when you're king? Maybe. I might think about it. Yeah. I have to think about that. Zane's, I'm not continuing those. Zane's, I'm not going to touch that universe. I think Zane's is the kind of book where you should leave it alone. Don't touch it. I might write romance. Maybe they're unique. I don't know. I'll think about it. But I already started writing it. When I was in college, I started writing They're Unique. I only wrote the first 3 pages. And the first few pages are really good. I'm a gifted writer. I know how to tell a good story. You read it, holy shit, Ivan's a gifted storyteller. Yeah, I'm gifted. How good are you, Ivan? You guys be blown away by my plot. And, all the book nerds are going to ask me, Ivan, you're going to write more books. Because my Zane's book was so good. They're going to want me to write more books. I'm like, nah. Sorry, guys. I only wrote Zane's because I had no choice. Being an author is not my first love. My first love is, I want to be a movie star. I don't want to be an author. It's cool being an author, but I'd rather be a movie star. It's cool, man. Being in the big screen with the visual effects. That's fucking cool. The red carpet event. All that is cool. Samsara. I'm going to go upstairs and get my coffee in a good, 10-15 minutes. This video I'm only gonna make it like for an hour. Until after that, I don't feel like talking for too long, guys. I don't get paid for this. I'm actually doing my thing. That's why you better enjoy these videos while you still can. Better enjoy it. Don't hate them, son. Yeah. Better enjoy it. Ivan, you seriously have some balls to say Zanus is better than Lord of the Rings. I read the series. Last night I went over my book again. My book is the better book. It's more interesting. Trust me, compare my book, read it, and compare Lord of the Rings, it's night and day. Lord of the Rings is a masterpiece, but it's a bit dry and boring in some sections. Whereas my book, like, you're hooked and the story's not dry, it's fresh, the characters jump on the page. It's more interesting than Lord of the Rings. But Lord of the Rings, the speech of the dialogue, the richness of the speech of dialogue stands out more in Lord of the Rings, obviously. My book is not that rich. Like Ere the Sun Rises, it's not that rich, obviously. It's rich like old English style speech, but it's not like Lord of the Rings. And the world building stands out more than my book, but my characters and my story stands out more. I have the better characters and the better story. Lord of the Rings has the better dialogue and the better world building. But their characters are not as good. They seem dull. Every person that speaks in Lord of the Rings sounds like the same guy. They're dull characters. Because J.R.R. Tolkien focuses more on the world building and his story. If you put world building and story over your characters, your story won't be as good. Your characters come first in your story. Your characters are what drives your plot. Like, the difference between me and Tolkien, I get right to the point. I spend maybe 3, 4, 5 sentences describing the landscape, and I get right to the point where the character's talking. And that makes the story more interesting. Keeps it pacing, keeps it flowing, and it keeps you hooked. Well, keeping you hooked is my gift of my choice of dialogue. I don't want to keep you hooked because I'm gifted. I have the heavenly gift from above, don't hate him, son. Whereas Tolkien, he focuses more on world building, obviously. So, Sarah? So people will think your book is the best fantasy novel ever written? Yeah, man. My book is so good that all these book nerds who love reading books are gonna say, yeah, Ivan's book is my favorite fantasy series. Some might like Game of Thrones Lord of the Rings better, but I highly doubt it. I read Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is a masterpiece, but it's a bit boring in some sections. You have to force yourself to read like some of the chapters because J.R.R. Tolkien just drags on for pages describing everything: the horse, the armor, the door, the sword, the trees, the sunset, the grass. And he has so many things, so much stuff going on in every page. It's, for me personally, it's tough to follow the book. Like, I can't even have all the characters memorized because he has so much characters. All the lands I don't have memorized in the book because there's so much characters. So much lands. So much lands. Peter Jackson cut out a lot of lands that are in the book. J.R.R. Tolkien's in-depth detail of info dumps with his world building is crazy. And that can bore the reader if you do that a lot. Hence why I avoid doing that. Because I know if I spend pages like Tolkien describing the land, the reader can get bored sometimes. I get right to the point and right to the characters' actions, dialogue, all that stuff. So, Sarah, because I'm a genius, I know how to tell a good story. I know how to tell a good story. I'm a genius. So, Sarah? Yeah, it's a masterpiece, Zanus. Last one, Zanus. It's a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece. Ivan, read us portions of your chapters. No, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to spoil the story for you guys. You have to find out when you buy the book on Lulu. And a good, 8 years from now? Yeah. I'll be releasing Zane's on Lulu. With Lulu, I make the most money. Amazon, I make less. Amazon, I only make like 70%, I think. Lulu, I take 80%. The only way I'll make 80% for Lulu is if I sell directly on their website. Then I make 80%. Whereas if I choose to have it distributed with third parties like Amazon, I'll make less, which I'm not going to do. I have the keys. I'm just going to sell it directly on Lulu. The hardcover print and the ebook. Ebook for $22. The print for like, I don't know, $80, $85. Because Lulu has very high printing costs. My book might cost maybe $30, $35 to print. So if I want to make a nice profit, I'm gonna price it for like $85. A bit pricey, but I want to make a nice profit myself. And Zane's is worth the $80. It's the best fast novel ever written. It's a bit steep for a book, but there's a reason. I want to make. I'm special, obviously. I have the keys, and you guys will buy it. That's why I'm pricing for money. I want to make more profit myself. Because if I only price it for like $45, I'm making little profit. I'm making like, I don't know, like 10% of. It costs the book $35 to print. You sell for $40, you're only making $5 profit. But if you sell for $85, you're taking like more than 60% of the profit margin. I know what I'm doing. That way I make my nice profit myself. And I make more money. You know, Lulu takes 20, I take 80. It's a good deal. Now compare that to traditional publishing where I take 5, 7, 8, 50% of the money. For traditional publishing, they give you 25% of ebooks. But for print, the max they're going to give you is 15%. Paperback, usually around 7-8% around there. Hardcover, they give you like 15%. In traditional publishing, and the publishing houses take 85%, 95%, 93% of your money, of the money. They're fucking greedy pigs, yeah. Greedy fucking pigs. And because I have my own keys, I don't need the traditional publishing houses to market it for me or to edit it for me. I don't need an editor. My book's already good. Some sections are a little raw. Obviously, I'm going to give you a heads up. My book doesn't need a copy editor. I just need a proofreader to fix my punctuations, sentence structure, grammar, spelling, all that stuff. Cost me like $2,000. And the cover, I'm going to have a mysterious cover, so I don't need someone to design my cover. Or I can hire someone to design a mysterious cover for me. But it won't cost much. A mysterious cover won't cost me much for... But Lulu, I think you can design the cover yourself. If it's a mysterious cover, you can design it yourself on Lulu. But I might have a cover person do my mysterious cover, like the trees and the sword and something like that. Something cool. Like gold writing. Something nice. That's why I want my book cover to look like. Like that Lord of the Rings book I showed you, something like that. It's a red book. I'm going to have it red, and you have the gold inscriptions on it. I'm going to sell it on Lulu. Lulu's a good company, a big company. Obviously. Well, most people buy the print of it, or the ebook. The ebook. Because no one wants to wait, like, because it's so much people ordering, some people might have to wait like 3 months, 3 weeks, even to a month until they get their book. So a lot of people don't want to wait that long, so they're gonna buy the ebook so they can read it right away. Or some people might do this: they buy the ebook so they can read it right away, and they later on they buy the print for a collection to have as part of their collection. Obviously, the book nerds are all gonna buy the print because book nerds like having a print collection, a book collection. But like I'm just saying, because you're looking at hundreds of millions of people ordering, you might have to wait maybe even a month for your book to come in. Obviously. So hence why a lot of people are going to order the ebook. And it's cheaper. You order it, you download the PDF file, you can read it on your laptop. Yeah. Order your takeout, and you enjoy the book. What a masterpiece. A lot of people who want to have a print collection are going to buy the print, but they're also going to buy the ebook so they can read it right away because they don't want to wait like a month for the book to come in. Or some people might wait a month for it to come in, but you have to be careful for spoilers. Because you're looking at worldwide fame and people can spoil it for you. Hey, have you read Ivan's book, man? It's a fucking master. Yeah, don't spoil it for me. People can spoil it. That's why you gotta be careful about that stuff. You don't have to worry about people spoiling on YouTube and all that stuff, because I didn't sell, but the people behind the scenes can spoil it for you. You have to be careful. Your friends can spoil it for you. You gotta be careful, yeah. Sincere? Sincere? Yeah. How good is it? Okay, I don't want to be cocky. It's so good that all these famous fantasy authors are gonna feel like shit because they know I wrote a better book than their books. You know how I know I wrote a better book than their books? I read Lord of the Rings, and Lord of the Rings is considered better than all their books. And I compare it to Xanaeus, and Xanaeus is a more interesting story than Lord of the Rings. Like George R. R. Martin, Brandon Sanderson, J.K. Rowling are all like, holy shit. I thought my book was good. Holy shit! I even wrote this fucking book. It's better than our books. But I'm gonna give it a heads up. Some people might still like Lord of the Rings better. I highly doubt it, but some people might like Lord of the Rings better than Xanaeus. It's understandable. Lord of the Rings is a masterpiece. It's tough to top that book. Some people might like Game of Thrones better than Xanaeus. Some people might like Wheel of Time and Way of Kings, Stormlight series better than Xanaeus. It just depends on your personal preference. But I highly doubt it. But there's some people out there who might like, yeah, I still like Lord of the Rings. I like Lord of the Rings better than Xanaeus. I highly doubt it. Because Xanaeus is a more interesting book, but some people might like Lord of the Rings better. Some people might even like the movie Lord of the Rings better than my Xanaeus movie. I highly doubt it. I'm acting as a lead and I'm Eric them are demons, but some people might like Lord of the Rings better. But the majority will say Xanaeus is better than Lord of the Rings. It's better than Way of Kings. It's better than Game of Thrones. It's better than Harry Potter. It's better than Wheel of Time. It's better than Malazan. It's better than Name of the Wind. These are all the big fantasy series, right? Better than all those books. Better than Brian Lee Durfee's Lonesome Crown. But Brian Durfee doesn't count. He's not a big author, right? He's published, but he's not the other guys. He's not like a big mega hit author. Brian Durfee is like a niche. His book is niche. It's popular in the niche market, obviously. So he doesn't really count. But people will like my book better than his book too. Yeah. Don't hate him. Don't hate me, guys. I'm saying, yeah. They're all like, holy shit, man, Ivan's a fucking get to write him. Like, every chapter, like, I'm fucking hooked. Some chapters are not as good as others, but they're good enough to keep you hooked to turn the page. Like, my book is a page turner. Like, you read it and you want to know more what happens next. You keep reading, and the story keeps getting better and better and better as you keep reading. You read Volume 1, wow, this is so good. Volume 2 is even better. Well, some people might like Volume 1 better. Volume 2 is even better. You read Volume 3. Volume 3 is even better in my opinion. But some people might like Volume 2 better than Volume 3. It just depends on your personal preference and your personal taste. So, Sarah? It just depends, right? I saved this Coke for my dinner. My Dinty Scoop. I'm going to have one sip. I'm going to put it in the freezer. I'm going to go upstairs and get my coffee, guys. I'll just get my coffee in part 2. One sip. So, Sarah? Ivan, you're fucking crazy. You really think your book is better than Lord of the Rings? Story, in terms of the story and characters, better book. Well, I told you, Lord of the Rings has the better world building, obviously. It's better than my book has amazing world building too, but it's not as good as Lord of the Rings. And Lord of the Rings has the richer dialogue and speech. My book has rich dialogue too, but it's not as rich as Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings, the dialogue is so rich, whereby I'm like, how the fuck did Tolkien? But Tolkien was a linguist. He was a linguist teacher at Oxford, an English teacher at Oxford, so he knew all the big words, archaic words, right? Whereas I'm not a teacher, I'm not an English major. He knew all those big words. Like, shield shall be splintered, shield shall be shaking, whatever it is. A sword day, a red day. Like, my speech is not deep like that for the war, right? Ere the sun rises. That's so rich. That's very rich. My book is not as rich as that, but the story is richer. It's better than Lord of the Rings. It's a better story. It's a more powerful story than Lord of the Rings. Destroying the One Ring is a powerful story, but it's not as powerful as my book. My book has an amazing plot. You have this Clash of Kings, and there's a deeper plot behind all that, but I don't want to tell you what it is, otherwise I'm going to spoil the story for you. You'll find out when you read the book. It's a masterpiece. I'm sorry? It's a masterpiece. Yeah. Sarah? There's a reason why the gates want me to sell. They know how good my book is. And they know because I'm a Sonic Guard, I have the keys, it's going to make so much money. That's why they're going to trap me. They're going to force me to sell. Ivan will put you in one of the big five. Will give you and will hook you up with an agent. I'm like, I don't need a fucking agent to get me work. I have the fucking keys to the kingdom. I'm not gonna let these guys dupe me by taking my fucking money that doesn't belong to them. I'm not gonna let the agent. And don't forget, when you traditionally publish, even if you make 15%, technically speaking, you're making it less because the agents are taking 50% of your 50%, 50% of your 8%. They're taking 50% of your royalties. The publishing house is already taking like 90% of the money. I don't know, 85% of your money, 95% of your money, and the agent's taking a piece of your royalties, not the publishing. The least the publisher should do is let the agent take a piece of their money. They're taking the majority of the money, and the agent's taking 50% of your money. So you see how the whole thing is rigged, whereby they set the whole thing up, whereby you make peanuts and you lose control of your novel. That's why I'm not traditionally publishing and I'm not selling. I have my own keys. Self-publishing is your own business. Zanus is my own personal business. I have the keys to get them. Get it proofread. Have someone create my cover, or I can create on Lulu. Copyright it, and I sell on Lulu, and all that majority of the money goes to me. And I maintain total freedom and control over my novel. The publishing houses are not touching my story, and they don't control my novel. I sold out, the publishing houses would control my novel. And they would force me to write they might force me to make prequels. I haven't read your book, we want you to write prequels for Zanus. I'm like, no. Zanus is the kind of story I don't want to touch. I would write other books, but I'll branch into romance and horror maybe. Like Very Unique and the Hidden Violent movie, like something like that. This is a book, I'm telling you right now, you shouldn't touch it. Leave it alone, that way. Let the reader decide what happened in the past. You can imagine what happened in the past. There's hidden clues in there. But it's something that you shouldn't touch. When you read the book, it's clear I can make prequels. But if I'm scared to make a prequel, I might ruin the story. Zanus is the kind of story you don't touch. Sarah? I have the keys again, I have to sell. That's why I'm not selling. I have my own keys, so I don't have to sell to you. Ivan, we're going to make you famous. you and your wife are going to be featured on magazines where you're going to be the main event in Hollywood, Ivan. And I sell it and I find out they dupe me. I'm doing all these independent movies with my significant other. Two choices: either they'll let me be a big A's actor. I highly doubt it because they dupe my significant other. Or they say that and they dupe me and I find out I'm doing all these shitty indie movies. My significant other were getting paid like $1 million per movie and I found out and they're taking all those millions. I'm like, we're sharing the world with dirty sleeves. My significant other's garbage and trash. She's crying my arms. The world's safe. They got their full cake. I'm not gonna dupe like that. And I realized I got duped. I'm not stupid. God gave me the fucking keys for a reason. I went off to sell to any gatekeeper. I can open my own door. The keys to the kingdom. Even though I hate the keys. Because the truth is, I don't like it. Even though I can make easy money, I don't like these keys. It's annoying that everyone can read my mind 24/7. But God gave me the keys for a reason. That way I can open my own door. And me and my sister can be free. Get our freedom. And wealth. Well, by I mean wealth, I mean we can make our billions. The only way for me to make my billions is if I have the keys. Because the gates are never going to let me be a billionaire. They're blinded by their greed and envy. So, Sarah? They're envious of the relationship and the perks of the genetic perks and our beauty. And they're envious of our wealth. We can make easy money, and that's why God gave me the keys. Now I can open my own door and make my easy money. My billions. My movie, my game, my merch, my book. Some Sarah? Whereas, I love your book. Yes, you will. I meet her in Los Angeles. She's like, yeah, Ivan, I read your book. How much did you like it? Oh, Ivan, I loved your book. Your book was so good. I love the character of Lithia Ivan. I can't wait to play the role of Lithia Ivan. Lithia is such an amazing character in your book, Ivan. You know, then she'll tell me, Ivan, I loved your book. Ivan, did you really write that book on your own? I'm like, yeah, I did. She's like, you wrote it on your own with no help? I'm like, yeah, with no help. I wrote things on my own with no help. I didn't have a copy editor or fix up my book. I did everything myself. Yeah. Holy shit, Ivan, you're gifted. You're such a good writer. You're such a good author, Ivan. You're an amazing author, yeah. How much money did you make off your book, by the way? You know, say, just give me that look. You know what I'm saying? How much money did you make, honey? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, holy shit, this girl's fucking you. No, Ivan, seriously, how much money did you make? I'm like, yeah, I made like $10 billion on my book. You made $10 billion off your book? I'm like, yeah. She's like, holy shit. We can do unheard things with that money, Ivan. We can start that film studio. Yeah. Ivan, what will be your options besides being a movie star? I have like 4 choices. I can either just enjoy my life with my significant other and just write books, which I'm not going to do. That's a bit boring. It's cool being a famous author. Or I choose to start skyscrapers and be a famous movie star, which that's what I'm going to do. Or I can do stand-up comedy. I go on a world tour. I speak at a bunch of venues around the world. But stand-up comedy is not really an option for me. Or I can do television. But television is I don't want to do television. Movies is where it's at. Or I do music. Me and my sister, we make music, we go touring and that stuff. But I'd rather be a famous movie star than be a famous author, than be a famous television star, than be a famous comedian, and be a famous musician. Sincere. Music is cool. I most likely will be doing music with my sister. She's gonna want to do music. I want to do an album with you. I want to do a couple singles. You might want to do a couple singles. Obviously, I don't mind doing singles, but I want my main focus will be Skies Entertainment movies. But she will want to do singles with me, obviously. She'll tell me, Ivan, I have an idea for a song. I want to write a song, a couple singles, and she can sell it on Spotify, on iTunes for like $1. She'll make a lot of money. And now she controls that money with me. She doesn't have to worry about the Gates taking all their money in Hollywood. Like they do in Hollywood. Hollywood, they take all their money. They're fucking greedy people, yeah. I'm gonna ask her, okay, sweetie, I have a couple options. What do you want to do? Ask her. Do you prefer? Do you want me to just? Do you want to just live a life for me? And I can just be full time on my laptop writing a bunch of books. We make a lot of money, but we're famous. I'm a famous author. Or do you want to be a famous movie star? We start Skies Entertainment. Or do you want to be a famous musician? We do music. Or do you want to do television, like a sitcom or something like that? What do you want to do? And she's like, she tells me, Ivan, I want to be a movie star. I'm like, yeah, I want to be a movie star. Movie star is the best job in the world, man. Better than all those other jobs. What will be your second choice after movies, Ivan? Probably the author, being an author. No. Music. Music would be my second choice, and then third would be author. Being a musician's cooler than being an author, obviously, but yeah. She'll tell me, Ivan, I want to start Skies Entertainment with you. I want to be movies. Or yeah, I want to turn Zane into a movie. Ivan, even though I love music, I don't mind doing singles on the side. Being a movie star is cool, but yeah, being a movie star is cooler than being a musician. But I'm more than happy to do. We can do singles on the side if you want. Sometimes, obviously, right? I'm not going to start a music production company. I don't want to waste money. I'm just gonna. We can fund it ourselves. We rent a studio, and we have our doc team film the music videos. Our own doc team perform for us. Yeah, if we want to do music on the side, like singles. My main focus is Skies Entertainment, and that's enough for me. I'm not gonna invest my money in other businesses. Skies Entertainment is enough money for me to invest in another. With the movie, the game, and the merch, that's enough money for us. We're gonna make our billions. 10, 12, 13 billion, 14, 15 billion dollars. We're gonna make a lot of money off all that, Samsara. Yeah. Obviously. You know, I actually realized I don't have to shut my camera off, guys. My phone doesn't cut like my other phone. My phone doesn't cut after 30 minutes like my other phone. So I'm gonna stop cutting it because it's annoying cutting it. I'm gonna go upstairs and get my coffee. Give me a sec, guys. Don't hate me. I'm gonna go upstairs and get my coffee. And I'll see you guys in like a couple minutes, and I'm gonna talk more about more interesting stuff. We'll be back in a second. Don't hate me. Skip the video if you don't want to wait. Get my coffee. Alrighty, I'm back. Alright, where I'm supposed to get my coffee. The good thing about this phone, it doesn't cut after 30 minutes. My other phone, after like 33 minutes, it cut. I realized that when I made my first Miscellaneous Series video. My camera cut, and after that I started cutting it at 30 minutes. And I got used to that, hence why I kept cutting it at 30 minutes when I started making videos on this camera, on this phone. But this phone doesn't cut, so I can just go on for an hour. But if I do that, it'll take longer to upload. If I do that. That's why it's smart to cut it. It's all good. I'll just let the camera keep rolling. This is good coffee. Fresh coffee. And the truth is, the world wants to see my glory. Yeah, even though it's cool when Ivan writes books, a lot of fans are going to ask me, Ivan, are you going to write more books? Because you're such an amazing writer. Are you going to write more books? I'm like, no, guys. I'm going to stick to movies. Yeah. My significant other might want to write a book too, but I highly doubt it. She's not going to write a book because she's fucking lazy. I don't feel like writing a book. Yeah, I don't feel like writing a book either. Writing books is fun, but it's a lot of work. You have to like think. You have every time you write, you gotta constantly be thinking. It's easy for me because I have the gift. Obviously, I have all these pictures in my mind. I'm able to tell a good story, but I don't hate them, but it's a daunting task writing books, man. It's fun. I love writing books. It's fun, but I'd rather be a movie star. That's my point. You see what I'm saying? But I know all these book nerds are going to ask me, Ivan, are you going to write? Hopefully, Ivan writes more books. I want to read more of his books. I'm like, yeah, even though being a famous author is cool, would you rather read an Ivan book, or would you rather see Ivan in his glory with a similar other in a movie? You'd rather see Ivan in his glory with a similar other in a movie and a documentary. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Hence why I'm choosing Sky News Entertainment as my career. Me, my other are professional, famous actors. The difference is we fund it ourselves. We're the boss. We're funding the movie with our own money, and we act and we fund the movie, and we also act in the movie where we sign the contracts too for the actor. Only the actors. The actors and like visual effects team, the sound team, VFX team, CGI team. There's 3 departments pretty much in visual effects. There's CGI. There's the CGI team, the sound department team, and you have the visual effects team. And you have divisions under that. Different branches under those. That's pretty much what it is, the visual effects team. See what I'm saying? And the cinematographers and the boom guys, all those guys. We sign all those guys. Yeah. I'm sorry? Sarah? And Xanax I'll make for $1.3 billion. If I make $10 billion, if I make less than $11 billion. If I make more than $11 billion, I'll make it for 1.5. If I make 12, 13, 14 billion off the book, I'll make Xanax for 1.5 billion. Well, I'm not going to go any higher, however, that's good enough. Or I make an amazing, unheard of movie. A revolution of horror. I want Ayrton to be the most horror beings ever made, whereby you feel for the characters. I want the world building to be beautiful, and I want the action sequences to be amazing too. and the sound effects to be good too, right? That's why I'm going to get the best camera equipment, the best speakers, the IMAX cameras, speakers. I'm going to put 4K technology into the cameras. People tell me, oh, we can film it in 4K. Yeah, we can film it in 4K. That way when I release it on 4K Blu-ray, you get the full 4K effect. If you want to get the true 4K experience, you have to get a 4K TV. But even if you have an HD TV, you don't have a 4K TV, you're still going to get another experience. If you want true 4K experience, you need a 4K TV, or put money into a theater system to get the amazing experience, unheard of experience. The 4K Dolby surround sound. So you have all the technology, and now you're burning the file, the movie footage onto the 4K Blu-ray disc. Obviously. And you're getting that unheard of experience. Some Sarah? So how are you going to just remove your Ivan? I have 3 choices. I actually have 4 choices. No, I have 5 choices. The first choice, I can self-distribute it myself by either building brick and mortar stores while I sell my movies, which is stupid. Why would you do that when you can just sign with Amazon? That's going to cost me billions. You're just being stupid with your money. Or I sell directly on... The better choice is I sell directly on my website. Streaming. So I self-distribute by selling it directly on my website. Streaming. Something like YouTube or Netflix, except you have to pay for the movie. I don't have subscriptions. I'm saying, you pay for the movie. Or I build my own brick and mortar stores and I sell all my merch, my 4K Blu-ray there. But that's to build brick and mortar stores, you're gonna have to hire hundreds of thousands of employees. And it's gonna cost me billions. You're being super money. Those are the two choices. Third choice is I build a movie theater chain, which again will cost me like $10 billion. If you want to handle the whole world, the whole English-speaking world watching your movie, you have to build like 2,000 theaters around the world, which will cost me, if you want an IMAX theater chain, fully IMAX experience, it costs us $5 million to build one theater. There's additional costs like parking lot and payroll, paying the construction crewmen. And after that, I release it directly online on my website once you see it on theaters. But the theater thing for my movie won't work, because you're looking at the whole thing booked all day, 7 days a week for months. You can only see the movie once. Because if everyone wants to see it again, it will be booked again for another 3 months. The economy, it just doesn't work economically speaking. And it will cost me so much money. Building brick and mortar stores where I sell my 4K Blu-ray movies and merch will cost me billions too. And the theater chain, but that's more viable than the theater chain. The theater chain thing is crazy. Whereby the thing is booked 7 days a week. And I have to take a loan of $10 billion that I don't have. So I'm probably going to make around $9-10 million on the book. Those are 3 choices. Obviously, the 4th choice is the obvious choice. I sign with a distribution company that already has that already has all the warehouses like Amazon. And I sign a deal with them, and they take a percentage of the profits. 20% of the profits. Those are the 4 choices I have? Yeah. Samsara? And the obvious choice for me, the 2 choices I'm going to choose is either Amazon. If that doesn't work out, I'm going to release it on streaming on my website. Streaming costs us very little. Streaming is the obvious choice. I don't have to worry about distribution. There's no point of wasting money building brick and mortar stores around the world and selling your 4K. That's pretty cool, having a big building, and that's where I sell all my 4K movies, my merch. People go there, they buy the movies and the merch. But it's crazy, and it will cost me billions. Or I build a theater chain, now it costs me billions. But economically speaking, it doesn't work. Or you just sign with the biggest distribution company in the world, Amazon. They handle all of that for me, and they take 20% of the pie. So my 2 choices, either self-distribution or I partner with a distribution company, which is what I'm going to do. I'm partnering with a distribution company. So yeah. There's 2 ways Amazon can get paid. Either they take a percentage of the profits, or I pay them a flat fee, like $1.5 billion, to distribute my movie, and then I take 100% of the profits. But I don't feel like paying $1.5 million of my money. That's you're being super money. Just give them percentage of the profits. It's better that way. That way, I don't have to spend a dime. I'm already spending more enough money for the movie. The best way to do it is profit sharing. Both parties don't have to. I don't have to spend a dime. I don't have to pay Amazon anything. They just distribute my movie. Obviously, it will cost them to distribute my movie, but if you price your movie for a lot of money, they're going to make their profit, their money back. And they take 20%, I take 80%. Me, my son, take 80%. That's the best way to make it work. The Amazon thing is the best choice, or I do streaming on my website. Those are the obvious choices. The other stuff is crazy. The theater chain is crazy. Building brick and mortar stores is tempting, obviously. It's tempting to just build my own brick and mortar stores around the world. And I sell all my Focus movies and all my merch there, a big building. But to do that, building that big building will cost me probably $4 or $5 million. It will cost me billions, which I don't feel like paying. You're being stupid with your money. So I'm saying, and if you do that, you're responsible for paying for everything, for the movie, for the disc. You have to pay for everything. The only way I'll even think about building a theater chain or building brick and mortar or building a theater chain, obviously, is if I make like 20 plus billion. That's the only way I'll think of being a theater chain. If I make $30-40 billion, the theater chain thing I can afford now. But if I make 10, I'm not going to do that. You're being stupid with your money. I'm not taking a $10 million loan from the bank to build a theater chain, which the bank will buy give me. I can pay them back. But I don't want to be stressed up paying back $10 million. The two choices I'm going to choose the choice I'm choosing is Amazon, signing with Amazon, or I self-distribute by releasing it on streaming on my website. You watch Volume 1 for $30, Volume 2 for $30, Volume 3 for $30. I sell my movies for like $30 on streaming on my website, and I take 100% of the money for that. But the choice I'm choosing is Amazon. I don't like streaming. I just don't like streaming. I'd rather have my movie in a nice 4K Blu-ray box set. And Amazon has hundreds of warehouses around the world. I don't have to worry about that. They have a million employees. They can handle the distribution. They'll be crazy and there'll be delays, but they can handle it. They're a big company. They're a $1 trillion company. You guys take 80, we take 20. You guys take 20, we take 80. That's how it works. 20% of the profits, we get 80% of the profits. For the merch and for the movie. And for the game, I'll sign with Sony and Microsoft for that. And perhaps release it on PC too. I'll release Xehanort on PlayStation and Xbox. And perhaps PC. I'm sorry? Yeah. Yeah. Imagine, guys, a $1.3 billion budget movie. You only imagine the technology for that. Imagine $1.5 billion. That's even better. A little bit better, right? Yeah. You're looking at something that will blow Avatar out of the water. For the technology of the world building, the horror of the wolves and bats. Like, the demon wolves are going to look... Aratet's going to look so real, man. Like that picture I showed you, that video I showed you. Something like that. Even scarier than that. I want the wolves looking something like that, man. They're demons. Looking at a masterpiece. And I'm putting $10 million towards my documentary. Looking at an amazing documentary. Unheard of behind the scene footage. In the independent movie cameras. It's not those shaky cameras, no, like Cuba Kardashians. No, it's a better camera than that. You know, Cuba Kardashians is a fucking interesting show. You see the behind the scenes of their life. Well, think of a documentary better than that. You have the document we filming Me, My Another in our house, our $500 million house. We'll be filming the 17 in our house. The actors in our house. Look, man, you don't have to film the. You only have maybe like 2 scenes of the actors in their house. And everything else, you film them when they're in Vancouver training, when they're in Los Angeles training, when they're in England training, you know what I'm saying? Looking at amazing, me working on a script with Peter or Mel. Looking at an amazing documentary. Yeah, so Peter will pay him his $85 million for his base. That's $100 million for his base for 4 years of working his own money. $101 million is a lot of money. I what about more? I'm like, Peter, no. $100 million is enough. You don't make this in Hollywood. And you get your $160 million for the merch profits. And you get your $510 if I make 11 billion or less. So if I make 10.5, 10.7, Peter gets his 510. If I make 12, 13, 14 million, I'll give Peter 600, 650 million. But his merch stays the same. I'm not giving you any more for the merch. But what about $200 for the merch? I'm like, no, Peter. $160 million is enough. I'm not paying more money. Stop being greedy. Now you don't. I'm like, Peter, no, you're fucking greedy. No, I even seriously, man. Can I get a bit more of that box set? Even that 4 box set? I'm like, no, Peter, you're fucking greedy. I'm not paying you more money, man. This is enough. Some Sarah. Yeah. And then Mel, I'll pay him his $56 million base, and I'll give him $300 million of the box office and $55 million for the merch. But if I make more, I can give him like $360 million of the box office. Obviously, and if I make more than 20, if I make more than, let's say if I make 15 billion, 60 million off the book, I can give Peter $700 million of the box office. And he signed his billion plus his $1 deal, whatever it is. The Mel, I can give him $400 million. If I make 20 billion plus, I'll give Peter $850 million. He signed like a $1.3 billion deal in his own money. And Mel, I can give him like $430 million of the royalties. So there's a contingency on the deal. You make $10 billion off your book. Don't be stupid and give Peter $700 in royalties. He's going to be taking a good chunk of your money. When I make 10 off the book, I'm probably going to make around 6, 7, 8 off the movie. So Sarah, yeah. So if you make $7 billion off the movie, you don't want to give Peter $700 million a roll. He's taking 10% of your money, man. That's a lot of money. That'd be smart. You make 20 off your book. I know I'll make at least $14 billion. It's $700 million is peanuts. It's a good chunk of it, but it's peanuts. Obviously. And Peter's agent can be as greedy, and he or she can be as greedy and convincing as they can. Ivan, Peter's a big guy. I'm like, look, man, he may be big, but he's not as big as me. I'm not giving him any more than this, man. This is enough. $900 million deal is enough because stop being greedy. Because he's greedy, he wants the billion deal. He's a greedy pig. He's going to ask for more. I'm like, no, Peter, I'm not taking more money. You're fucking greedy. Some Sarah? Yeah. I really like Incredibles. Yeah. Either Incredibles or think something like Iron Man. You know how Iron Man had that high-end house? That house he had was what, like $400 million? Fucking high-tech with GPS and everything in there. I'm gonna have a high-end house like that. Or about the Hollywood actors are blown away with my condo. Holy shit, this is fucking nice. Yeah, man. The Hollywood actors are blown away with my condo, my house. It's not a condo, it's a house. My indoor pool, my jacuzzi room, my private IMAX room, my terrace. And I do like a party with all the Zenith stars. They're all like, holy shit, man, this company's top notch. They flew on my high-end $300 million jet. Like Incredibles. I'm gonna pimp it out and renovate it like Incredibles. Yeah, man. I don't have to worry about the movie critics bashing my movie, judging me on you. I don't have to worry about the movie pundits on YouTube bashing my movie. the news outlets bash my movie on the news because I didn't sell. It's all behind the scenes. People could talk behind the scenes, obviously, but it's not as bad as news media outlets bashing my movie, because all these movie critics who critique all these horror movies are gonna judge my movie. Let's see how good Ivan Zane's movie is. I don't have to worry about the bashing online, man. Yeah. I didn't sell. It's behind the scene fame. People might bash me maybe behind the scenes, but it's not as bad as being bashed in the public eye. Like in Hollywood with all these movies and television shows, they have the showrunners and directors and producers have to, and then studio heads have to deal with the critics, man, in Hollywood who critique movies and television shows. I don't have to worry about that. I didn't sell. Behind the scene fame. That's the beauty of behind the scene fame. No worry of movie critics. No worry of book critics bashing my Zane's book. Does Zane's book have flaws? Of course it does. Every book has flaws. No book is perfect. But Zane's is the almost perfect story. There's very little flaws in the movie. The one, I'll tell you the flaws. The flaws in my book are the Eagles. The Eagles are very minor characters. They're not developed that well. The Crows are not developed that well. Patrice is not developed that well. He's a minor character. I don't really give any backstory to him, but he's not. The reason why I did that because he's not that important to the story. And some of my book is a little bit raw. Some dialogue you'll catch some of the rawness in there. It's good. But you can tell. Yeah, Ivan could have used an editor here. It's a bit like most of it. 99% of it's top notch, but 1% of his book I catch rawness in some of his writing. I don't have an editor, but I'd rather keep my DNA in there and have the rawness in there than have someone touch my story and ruin my fucking story. See what I'm saying? Yeah. Those are the flaws in my book. And the vagueness of the descriptions. My world building is vague. I get to the point, I focus on the characters. How are you supposed to make the world feel real if you give very little detail? There's a way to do it. You describe the world through the character's perspective. What they see, how they act in the world, what they say about the world, that makes the world building stand out. So instead of me dumping you with a bunch of info dumps, I can bore the reader. I have the characters speak and act in that world. They describe what the world looks like through their speech, and that makes the world building amazing. I'm a genius. And if you do that, you're gonna have an interesting story. Whereas if you just spend time dumping people with 2 pages of what the world is like, you're gonna bore the reader, man. And that's why I avoided doing that. I'm a genius. I care about my art. I don't want to bore you guys. I want to tell the best story possible. It's one thing for me to make money, obviously. I love the money, obviously. But at the same time, I care about my art. I want to tell a good story. I want to make sure I didn't rip you guys off by paying $80 and you wrote a boring book. No. You pay your $80, you read the best book of your life. Because I want to entertain you guys. I want you to get your money's worth by entertaining you guys with an amazing story, not a boring story. I'm sorry? Yeah. I'm 1 hour in. I'll talk maybe 50 minutes. I'm done here, guys. Yeah. So second year, I'm going to fly into Zane Stars. So let's say I choose Peter. Once we co-write that script and the script is good, we did our concept arts. We know what the world looks like. We bought we rented all the stuff, bought all the stuff. Like we rented all the like 16 of the best IMAX cameras in America. the equipment for the cameras, the sound equipment, all that stuff, lighting equipment, visual effects, technology equipment, right? Peter knows about all that stuff, obviously. We did the concert arts. Second year, we fly in the Hollywood actors, John Boyega, Avon Joe, J.G. Mon Chu, all those guys. They signed their contracts. Right? Yeah. So the actors have many different contracts. They have their base deal, they have their royalty deal, they have their game deal, they have their commercials, ad shoots, magazine ad shoots. They have the base, the royalties, the game deal, the $2,000 gift card, the merch deal, and they have their commercial fees, interview fees, and magazine fees. They get $50K. So second year they get $50K for all the commercials, interviews, and magazine shoots. They get $50K second year. Third year they get another $50K. In fourth year they get like $100 something thousand. And I'm gonna put in a contract potential money in speaking fees. If I go touring, they're gonna make money in speaking fees too. So they have a lot of income they're making, obviously, and that's their income. See what I'm saying? Horror movies, but Zayas is the only movie whereby the actors get all the major stars get royalties. My other movies doesn't work like that. Only the A-listers get royalties. If you're not an A-list actor, you're not getting a dime of the money. You get your base, your game money, your merch money, and that's it. It's still a lot of money. You get your $2.5 million contract as a B-list actor. You get like $1.5 million for the game. You get like $250K for the merch. That's a good contract. You know, in Hollywood, most actors don't get shit for the merch. And I'm turning all my movies into games. So the actors make money for the game, obviously. You know what I'm saying? And that's why my comment blow out of the water. And they're all going to beg. I'm like, look, man, you're not good for the greatest thing with Keanu Reeves. I'm going to keep saying that. You're not good, man. You can beg all you want and shed tears. It's not going to work on me. Why even, please, man, I want to be left behind. Your company's one's right in Hollywood. I'm like, I know. But you're not good for the movie. You can cry. It doesn't work, so it won't work on you, man. You're going to go back to Hollywood every high year you serve. But they're going to beg, though, because my company's better in Hollywood, man. And they experienced their worldwide fame. They had a blast. They're going to beg, man. But me and myself are like, no, we're not resigning you. You're not good for the next movie with Keanu Reeves. Or Michael B. Jordan if I do The Matrix, right? I'm sorry? Yeah. So me and my significant other, we do not take a dime for the movie. We get paid through the royalties. We have billions in our account. We don't need the money. This is our money. Why would I pay myself my own money that I put into the movie? It doesn't make any sense. Like, so me and my significant other, we're going to do the ad shoots for free. You know what I'm saying? The commercials, interviews, we're not paying ourselves a salary for that. For writing the script, I'm not paying myself for it. I already have money in my account. I don't need, this is my own money. I'm not taking a dime. I'm not taking a salary. The money we make is the royalties. The royalties goes to us. That's the real dough, obviously, the royalties. Whereas the actors and all of them and the 17 of them get paid through the budget. The 17 also get $50,000 first year. Because I want the magazine ad pictures focus on the 17 and the producers and all of them first year. So me, my significant other, Peter, Fran, Guillermo del Toro, the 17, we get featured on the 5 ad shoots first year, and the interviews, they interview all of us first year. And it gets featured on Sky Source News, something cool. And we do the commercials first year. Whereas starting second year is now focused on the actors. Third year, focus on the actors. Fourth year, focus on the actors. Except fourth year is the character ad shoots. It's not the business ones. The business ones is when like they're wearing suits and casual clothing, beach wear, that kind of stuff. Whereas fourth year, when filming starts, they're now in character mode, wearing their costumes. Like Empire Magazine I showed you, they're in character mode and they're wearing their costumes. That's fucking cool. And they got interviewed for that too, second year. So while they're filming, the actors have work to do. They're filming the movie, but at the same time, once a week, you got to get together and do the magazine ad shoots. And then people are going to do a quick 5-minute interview with you. And you get paid. Because it's weekly, I'll pay them every week, fourth year. Whereas second year, third year, they get $10,000 per shoot and commercial and interviews. So every time you do your ad shoot and your commercial and your interviews, you get $10,000. Then like 2 months later, you do it again, and you get another $10,000. And 3 more times, you get 3 more $10,000 checks. That's $50K. That's good side money. And third year, same thing. And then fourth year, you get a weekly check. I'll pay them like $2,000 a week or $1,500 a week. $1,500, you gotta be careful. $2,000 a week is a bit too generous. Like if you work for 1 year, they're pulling in like $4,000 in fees for all that, which is pocket. I can afford it. You have 14 of your actors. It costs me like $1.5 million. If I have a big budget, I can afford it. I'll pay them $2,000 a week starting fourth year. So every week you do your ad shoot, you get your $2,000 check. At the same time, you get your base every 2 weeks. Obviously, and you have to. And after that, they also have to come in and do the game. They have to do the voice work for the game, and the motion capture work for the game. They get their check for that too. But for the game, I'm not giving the actors any royalties. They're not worth your royalties for the game. For the game, you're not getting shit. The agents might try and get money ask for royalties, but you're not getting your royalties off the game, man. I'm already giving you royalties for the movie. You're not getting royalties off the game. I'm not going to do like that. Some Sarah. Looking at Amazing Zane's game, man. I'm putting $460 million towards my game. Most expensive game ever made. The most expensive game I think ever made was Elden Ring. Elden Ring was made for $200 million. Well, I'm making mine for $460 million looking at an amazing game. Zane's game. And Robert was my walkthrough star. He gets a $640,000 check for 3 weeks of work. He edits his own videos, he records his videos, and he gets his check. That's all he has to do. Yeah, you come in, you edit your videos, you record your videos, and after you're done, you get your check and you get your gift card. You get your free copy of the game and you get flown home. It's a good deal for Robert, right? Good part-time money for him and his family. Yeah. So, Sarah? Almost done, guys. Alright, this is a sick video. Yeah, you better enjoy these Sabbaths videos while you still can, guys. I'm king, I'm gonna forget about this. I'm not coming back, man. You can pray all you want, it's not happening. I'm not gonna do with that, man. You made me pay, you're also gonna pay you. That's how it works. Yeah. I didn't do anything, man. You made me fucking pay all because of your envy. My relationship is none of your business. But you make your business because you're crazy people. And so when I find out how wicked you are, I'm going to cry my eyes out. I'll be a little bit excited, obviously, because I don't want to be king after this. But after I find out how wicked you are, I'm going to pay this fee. And then after that, I'm going to take my money and live my life. You know, that you're left behind, you're not saved. But I wish you guys the best. I hope you guys live an amazing life. Yeah. And you get to experience my glory with the trends in the movies. At least I'm doing that for you guys, right? Yeah, so nice I am. So how good is Ivan? It's so good that Peter Jackson is going to tell me, Ivan, I think this movie will be better than My Lord of the Rings. He might tell me that. If My Lord of the Rings was a masterpiece, this movie, I'm picturing all the scenes in my mind. This is going to be a better movie than Lord of the Rings, Ivan. He's going to start to picture the huge exodus. Eretap marching with his demon wolf, 20,000 demon wolf army. The story, the politics, me acting as a lead. Yeah, Ivan, this is going to be better than Lord of the Rings. Yeah, it's a masterpiece. Yeah. It's a masterpiece, my book. My story. It's a masterpiece. Yeah, man. Masterpiece. Will the movie be better than the book, Ivan? Yes. I'm acting as a lead. The movie will be better than the book. I'm bringing the world to life. It will be better than the book. Just like I find Lord of the Rings movies better than the books. Because even though the books are masterpieces, they're a bit boring. Whereas the movies are not boring. The movies are fucking highly entertaining. And I'm more into movies than I am books. Whereas most book nerds like the books better than the movies, but I disagree. I like Lord of the Rings movies better than the books. Because they're entertaining. I can watch the movies over and over again. The books I can't read like 20 times. Lord of the Rings I can read maybe three, four times in my life. The movies I've seen like dozens of times. I've seen Lord of the Rings, I don't know, like 30, 40 times in my lifetime. I don't know, something like that, right? 30 times in my lifetime. A lot of times I've seen the movies. 20, 30 times I have seen Lord of the Rings. The trilogy. Especially Fellowship of the Ring and Two Towers, I've seen those movies many, many times. Whereas Return of the King, I don't like watching that much. It's a depressing movie. Return of the King is the one movie I don't like watching over and over again. Because it's very depressing and it's sad. King Theoden dies. The story ends. And the end of the movie always makes me almost cry. I hate that. I don't like Return of the King as much as the others. What's the scene that gets you every time, Ivan, Lord of the Rings? At the end of when Frodo and Sam are in the mountain, and Sam's like, "I can carry you." That gets to me every time. I don't cry, but sometimes I almost feel like crying. And at the end, it pisses me off that the series is over. That's why I don't like it. And the wars are all rushed, and even though it has a lot of action, the wars are rushed. Return of the King is my least favorite of the three movies. Most people think it's the best, but for me, it's the least favorite for me. What's your favorite, Ivan? I like Two Towers the most. I love the introduction of Rohan, the introduction of Gollum. The only reason why I like Two Towers more than Fellowship of the Ring is very linear, and you don't really explore Middle Earth. It's just about Frodo and the hobbits, and they meet Strider, and then he gets stabbed. They go to Rivendell, and you have the Nine. It's linear, not as much characters. Whereas Two Towers, you get introduced to Gollum, Smeagol. You get introduced to Rohan, to Theoden, to Aemir, to Eowyn. Wormtongue, and you have that amazing Helm's Deep battle in the end. I love that war. And it's not linear. You have like 3 different stories, right? Frodo and Sam, you have Strider and all them, and you have Pippin and Merry. 3 different stories. That's why I like Two Towers better. See, if Fellowship of the Ring was not linear, it'd probably be my favorite. But because it's not linear, that's the reason why I like Two Towers better. Two Towers, you get introduced to new characters. And I love the one you're getting introduced to Rohan, to Gondor, that beautiful Rohanic theme. This is it's so good. I love that theme, yeah. My movie will have an amazing soundtrack too. Beautiful music. I'm saying? Yeah. What I keep saying is, well, if Zayas is not done right, it will not beat Lord of the Rings. Because Lord of the Rings is a very tough trilogy to top. I don't think anything has reached that level yet. I'm saying? The story is so rich, it's an amazing story. If Zayas is not done right, it will not be better than Lord of the Rings. I'm going to keep saying that. The book is better than the Lord of the Rings book. But like Lord of the Rings is so good that you have to make sure you write a good script. That's very important. Make sure you make good choices for your console arts, for Eretz and all them. If you make Eretz the most heard being ever made, and Ephesus and all them, you have an amazing world building, and you follow the story. Don't stray away. There's nothing wrong with adding like 30% of details to make the story better, but follow the DNA of the story. It'll be a better movie than Lord of the Rings. But if you stray away and change a bunch of things, chances are the movie might not be as good as Lord of the Rings. I'm going to keep saying that. And that's why I want that control over Peter. Even though you're the boss of the movie, Peter, or Mel, when it comes to concept arts, I'm not giving you 100% power. What about the director? We give him 100% power? I might give him like maybe 98% power, and I have a little bit of say in some of the stuff. I know what I'm doing. Here's the thing though. If you co-write the script with Peter, then you now have the same vision, and Peter knows that you want everything to be devils, you want the veiling of the north and south of the mist, and you follow the story, you'll get an amazing movie, and you pull all that 1.3 billion towards the movie, you're looking at an amazing movie. Peter will be shocked. Ivan, you're making Zanes for $1.3 billion? I'm like, yeah. He's like, holy shit. This is unheard of resources and technology, Ivan. Ivan, you're looking at unheard of visual effects, CGI, practical effects for the set building and the costumes and the mask. Yeah, he's shocked. Special effects. Yeah, visual effects, special effects, CGI, and practical effects, right? Yeah. Yeah. I can't wait for this movie, Ivan. I hope I'm excited too, yeah. I'm excited. Like, Peter Pan, stop. You're fighting greedy. This is not I'm just being an asshole. Yeah, stop being greedy, Peter. I know you want more than Cheddar, Peter. Stop being greedy. This is more than what you made for Lord of the Rings, man. Stop being fucking greedy. Yeah, I've been fuck Bob Shane and Michael. I'm gonna work much harder for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm more excited for your movie than I am Lord of the Rings, Ivan. Yeah, he's more excited for Zays than he is Lord of the Rings. I'm acting as a lead. And the movie has crazy worldwide buzz, man. Once I sign Peter, and you get the casting announcement, he's a chosen director, the whole world's going crazy. The movie's greenlit. You guys are tuning into the news. Everyone's going crazy. John Campea, Nia Toos, Rob Mayer Burnett, Critical Drinker, Olor DVD, the Hollywood actors, the world are all going crazy for the announcement. But you gotta wait 5 years. Yeah. Oh man, we gotta wait 5 years for all this? Yeah, you gotta wait 5 years for the movie, 4 years for the documentary. The documentary, I'll release it during post-production. Because it'll only take the editors maybe a couple months to edit the doc. The doc won't take long. It might take maybe 2 months to edit the documentary. And once it's edited, I'll release it on my website for you to watch. Post-production and production. Sorry, pre-production and production is the first part. And then post-production I release after the movie. So after you watch the movie, you also have post-production to watch after that too. A lot of things to be excited for, yeah. I'm sorry? Ivan, how'd you call this wrong, Ivan? You're fucking gifted, I know, Peter. You know what I'm saying? Well, Ivan, seriously, man, this is a masterpiece, man. You're looking at an amazing story, Ivan. This is Lord of the Rings, Ivan. Yeah, Peter, it's Lord of the Rings. Yeah. Will Peter think you're crazy offering those actors those deals? Yeah. He'll tell me, Ivan, they're not worth your royalties. He's gonna tell me that. Ivan, what you're paying them's enough. They're not worth your royalties, Ivan. These are your billions. This is you and your wife's billions. It's not theirs, Ivan. Why are you giving them a piece of your royalties, Ivan? They're not worth it. I know, Peter, but I want them to work hard for me. And I don't want them being angry. So, Sarah? Yeah. Because even though 8.9 for John Boyega is a lot of money, compared to the amount of money I'm making, it's chump change. It's peanuts. Even with his royalties, he's making peanuts compared to me and my seven other, and Peter too. I'm like, Peter, stop being blind and very rude, man. It's easier for you to say this is good enough when you sign your massive deal, man. Stop being greedy. Yeah, but Ivan, they're pretty compared to me. I know. Hence why you're making way more than them. But stop being blind and very greedy, man. I want these actors to destroy the role. I want John Boyega, Yvonne Joji, Carl Urban, Andy Serkis, Jimo Hansu, Idris Elba to destroy the role. Pay them a lot of money. They will work hard for you. They're not angry. Because we're making way more than them. I don't hate them. So yeah. Me, myself, and and Peter are making way more than the actors. Way more. Give the team royalties that way they're not angry either. Because even though $1 million is a lot of money, compared to the amount of money me, myself, are making, it's chump change. And it's give them royalties. They're your team. But don't let them rip you off. The secondaries want $20 million. I'm not going to give you $20 million of royalties. You rip me off. $5 million is enough for you guys. And $11 million for the other 5. And the script developers of various who I hired: James Gunn, Peter Safran, Jon Favreau, Peter Rice. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So the only salary or contract that varies is the president position, the 2 president positions, the script developers, because it depends on how big those guys make more than the other guys because they're my presidents of my company. They're running the company on our behalf. I'm running the company with my wife, obviously, but they're running it. They're doing more of the dirty work running on our behalf. We just handle the script, the concept arts, and making calls for the main things, signing the deal with Amazon, the hotel party deal with Burnt Rock Resort. We handle that, obviously, and they handle everything else. My accountant will handle the budget, but Peter will help me with the budget. Fran will help me with the budget. My wife will help me with the budget. Guillermo Toro will help me with the budget. See what I'm saying? Guillermo Toro is the assistant director, so he's going to be helping me a lot with the budget. We're keeping track of what got burned, everything. See what I'm saying? It's very important because a lot of money will be getting burned during the 5 years. Because my budget's so big, it's unlimited. Peter, I have no worry about it. It's unlimited, I know, Peter. Unlimited budget. Yeah, Ivan, so far you spent a few $1 million on your budget, Ivan. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. A couple months go by, they tell me I spent like $20 million of the budget. Because we now rented the cameras, that cost me like $15 to $16 million. The visual effects equipment cost me another maybe $30 million. Ivan, so far you blew $50 million. Because you have the money going towards visual effects, CGI, and practical effects, obviously, but you also have money to buy or rent the equipment. That's additional cost too. If you want to pimp it out completely, it will cost me maybe, I don't know, $30 million to get the best stuff, which I could afford. So I'm saying, for the movie. Peter will help me with all that. We're getting the best stuff. I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? I know, Peter. I'm excited too. He's all happy. Your company blows hot out of the water, Ivan. I know it blows hot out of the water. It blows hot out of the water, yeah, man. Blows out of the water. Yeah. Hence why Scotch will be the best brand in the industry. Anyway, guys, I'm tired. I hope you guys enjoyed this show. I made about an hour and 27-minute video. Stay tuned. In a couple of days, I'll make my next video. It's Ivan Rare. I'm signing off. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed this show. Peace out, guys. Don't hate me. I'm sent.